Hi, folks. Welcome to Your World with Prakash Kapila. As you know, we talk about things that affect the world, the events that affect the world that have a far reaching consequences. And one among them is the elections in India. Whoever has been elected in India or not elected in India has got a significant impact on the world's political, economic, social scenario. And here with me, I have India is, as you know, is a very big country with large populations in varied across the state country, and there are like 545 constituencies, and the largest India is divided into states, and the largest of the states is Uttar Pradesh, UP, and it has got 80 constituencies. So we will go on a very microscopic level into the UP elections and figure out what actually happened on the ground that is far reaching for not only the political dispensation, but also everybody else. So here with me is Sri Rakesh Singh Garu, and Namaste Rakesh ji. To give a
Namaste.
brief about him, he's a well-established Supreme Court lawyer, I might add, and also a very good social worker. He has Bharat Udhan Sangh in Mumbai and Maharana Pratap NGO organization in UP, where they are actively involved in social efforts, activities in Uttar Pradesh, particularly in Ayodhya, where the Ram Mandir was built. And there was a significant thinking process that Ram Mandir would give more and more um, votes across India, but to Narendra Modi, but that did not happen. So first, let us talk to our guest, sir. Please tell to our audience about a little background of yours and also about Maharana Pratap and what Maharana Pratap organization does. Thank you.
Uh, Thank you, Kapilaji, for introducing me to this webinar of yours and your channel. And thank you for the lovely introduction that you have given. Uh, as far as our NGO is concerned, well, I'm chairperson of two NGOs. As far as today's matter is concerned, one is Maharana Pratap Foundation, which is based in UP and headquartered in Ayodhya. And the other is Bharat Uthan Sangh, which is based in Mumbai. So, talking about Maharana Pratap Foundation, it's a NGO which is set up with the ideals of Maharana Pratap, the great Indian warrior. So, we basically work at the grassroots level, mainly in Hindi speaking belt, UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and so on and so forth. And as far as my personal details are concerned, I'm a practicing advocate. I started my career from Bombay High Court. I'm still practicing in Bombay High Court, but now I'm also practicing a lot in Supreme Court of India. So that is how it is. Uh, Besides this, I also had another NGO called Khana Chahiye Foundation, which works in the space of food security, where we try to feed poor and hungry people. So that is what it is about, me in short.
So what does Maharana Pratap Foundation do in Ayodhya?
Maharana Pratap Foundation was started a couple of years back with the sole objective of creating cultural positivity in the society where people from various castes and including various religion, they sit across, they discuss the ideas and the ideals of Maharana Pratap and try to revive the glorious legacy of Maharana Pratap. We also aim to build uh, a Maharana Pratap Bhavan in Ayodhya, a museum there, and educational institute dealing with cultural heritage of India, mainly the medieval period. So that's how we are, and we are working at the grassroots level, starting from the taluka level, which is
Hmm.
below the district level, and then going up to the district level and the state level, and then national. So we have got branches across at least 50% of the area of UP is covered by our branches. So uh, we have a good presence there. So
Okay.
that's how it is.
Okay. So, being in a cultural setup, so you must be having a deep understanding about what the issues that have been there as a priority for people. And also, to give a context, the Ram Mandir, what is the effect of Ram Mandir on people of Ayodhya? I mean, let's start with that.
All right. Ram Mandir, the construction of Ram Temple, and its opening on 22nd of January 2024, certainly has played a big role in Indian politics, pro and against. I'll deal with it gradually. But the way the temple was constructed, the way the corridor that was built around the temple that was constructed, the way the overall things happened, including the Pran Pratishthan, what is called.
Hmm.
So all those things did help the party in power across India, but somehow it could not manage to get the support at the local level. And there's a
Okay.
reason for it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and there's a reason for it. So when we say, and when our the top-notch political leaders of the country, when they say that you need to think globally and act locally, it is equally important that you have to act locally in cooperation and in coordination with the local people.
Right. Right.
So, so I think the biggest flaw of the ruling party as far as Ayodhya and the adjoining area is concerned, they failed to seek cooperation and coordination with the local people. Many a time it seemed that there is something coming from the top,
Hmm.
and you have to just implement it as it is without considering what exactly the local people want, how they want. So, this I believe caused a major reason why, in spite of the fact that BJP across India, except probably UP and Maharashtra to an extent, you know, got the benefit of construction of Ram Temple, but they could not get that benefit in UP to the extent they anticipated. I think this was the major reason for it, the lack of cooperation and coordination with the local people.
Okay. So while the temple was being built and the corridor was being built, so many homes and temples and mosques have been demolished. For example, Nitin Gadkari, when the government has to take land, Gadkari gave three times the price, a good market price for the land that is acquired. And a lot of people across the length and breadth of India obliged for the greater cause and gave their land up. Why was this, first of all, was this kind of missing? And then why was this missing? Like, why didn't they take the help of wise person like Gadkari? What is your take on that?
I'll tell you, you know, as you rightly said, for construction of Ram corridor in Ayodhya, a lot of shops and houses were demolished. Now, look, for an average Indian, having a house or a shop or an office is a lifelong dream.
Yes.
Absolutely.
For
Now,
everybody, for that
for,
matter, yeah.
for that matter, everybody. Now, when your house is getting demolished and when your shops are getting demolished and you wait for months altogether
Mm.
and you don't get the adequate compensation, and many times you don't get any compensation.
You
You
don't
are
get
bound
any
to revolt.
compensation. Wow.
There are many cases where people have not got what was promised to them.
Mm.
So this was a case of bad execution. What Rajiv Gandhi used to say, that the money which is sent from the top, what really reaches the bottom is much less.
Yes.
What even Modi ji had said in the past. But the problem is, the actual beneficiary did not get what they were entitled for. But that is only one aspect of the thing. There were various other aspects, I'll tell you.
Mm.
You know, people were, people got a feeling, and that is something beyond Ayodhya, across UP. This was much more evident because for a normal UPite, even I'll tell you, even a non-Hindu, they consider Prabhu Ram as their Aradhya.
Of course.
So when they consider Prabhu Ram as their Aradhya, and when the party in power comes out with a slogan, maybe unintentionally, that हम राम को लाए हैं. So when they say that हम राम को लाए हैं, it hurts them.
There was not Ram existing before.
So yeah. So when they say that हम राम को लाए हैं, so it goes to the very root, and the opposition party really makes a use of it. And when they say, look at these people, they have turned so big that they are saying that they have got Lord Ram. So are they not insulting and humiliating Lord Ram? So this was something which was going against the party in power.
Oh, I didn't think about this. Okay.
So they should have really opted for correct words, the correct terminology. So I mean, this is very important. Now, at the same time, when I talk about the local cooperation and local coordination, I'll tell you, around Ayodhya, there are nearly 165 villages.
Mm.
Those who where the Rajput community is a very important community in UP politics.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So those 165 villages, the Rajputs from those 165 villages, they were, since last 450, 500 years, they were under the pain that they could not protect the Ram temple at that moment of time in the history. So they had stopped wearing turban.
Wow. Okay.
And after 450, 500 odd years, when the temple is constructed and they start wearing the turban, they expect that they should be made participant in this entire construction of temple, or this running of temple, or the trust. They did not
Okay.
get any invitation from the party in power.
Okay. Okay.
Now, this really hurt them very badly. Number two. Number three, I'll tell you another point. Now, temple is built, and government comes with the rule that within a particular radius, no non-vegetarian food or alcohol will be permitted. Well, very nice. Good. We support this rule. But then there was a rider that non-veg and alcohol will be supplied in five-star hotel. Now, rightly or wrongly, the opposition parties made use of it.
Okay.
So these are the things which worked against the party in power and which supported the opposition party, and where the opposition party could always add some of the other features, like I'll tell you, the local MP candidate of BJP, Mr. Lalu Singh, he made a statement: if we get 400 plus seats, we will change the constitution of India. Now, this a statement of the local candidate,
MP,
coupled with the false but viral video of the Home Minister of India, where he is supposedly talking about removing the reservation for backward and scheduled caste people. Of course, it was a false video, but
Okay.
it was circulated widely.
And reinforced by the MP statement. I
Correct.
mean, candidate. Mhm.
Candidate. So this really created a fear in the mind of the OBCs and SC people, those who constitute nearly 60% of the voters of Ayodhya, and a good chunk in UP. So there was a fear that if they get good votes, if they cross 400, then they will change the constitution, they will remove the reservation, and then there is a positive agenda of the opposition party where they say that we will give you this much of money per month and so on and so forth. So if you see the cumulative effect of all these things, cumulatively this created a impact against the party in power. One, the forward castes, they are not happy with your conduct of ignoring them.
Okay.
Number two, the OBCs and SC are under the fear that they will change the constitution.
Okay.
Number three, falsely, but still, there is a fear that you will also remove the reservation. So
Okay.
the combined effort, the combined effect of all these was that the BJP, in spite of constructing the temple, in spite of giving good infrastructure, construction of airport, railway stations, five-star hotels, they could not win.
Nice.
Ayodhya.
So can we summarize that it's not the Muslim vote segregation that made BJP lose? It's actually the Hindus have voted against BJP. Can I say this
No,
confidently?
absolutely. You have to say this for the simple reason. I'll tell you. Now, UP has got 80 parliamentary seats, Lok Sabha seats. Now, out of that 80, Muslims on their own cannot decide for any one single constituency.
Oh, they are not ghettoed in one place. Okay.
Yeah. So
which is a good thing, actually.
Yeah. So they cannot decide on their own. They did vote against the BJP. There's no doubt on it. But simply Muslims voting against the BJP is not going to create a negativity, or it's not going to make BJP lose until and unless a good chunk of Hindu population do not vote against the BJP.
Okay. So the large discontent among the Hindu population, whether it's forward caste Rajputs or the backward castes and the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes. So with this large discontent, is that going to keep on simmering, or what is the end, state here? The people who have lost their everything, what is government going to do? How are you going to help them? Do you have a plan?
Yes. As far as we are concerned, we are creating a data of all the project impacted people.
Okay.
And very soon we intend to meet the authorities, and also if the demands are not met, then creating and going for agitation if the demands are not met.
Okay.
We have full confidence in the state government that they will fulfill the demand, and whatever the lacunas are there, those all will be taken care. Having said that, look, as far as the caste politics is concerned, it's very dynamic in India. When we talk about, for example, the Rajputs of North India, UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan. In fact, not only what I said a couple of minutes back, but even some of the statements given by BJP candidates and sitting MPs created a negativity against BJP. Now there was a BJP candidate from Gujarat, Mr. Rupala. Now, Mr. Rupala made some comments which is not only factually and historically incorrect, but it is also derogatory to the Rajputs.
Oh.
Now, that is one comment which I can't even repeat here because it is so derogatory in nature.
Why do these guys do such a, divisive kind of I don't know, with giving such a divisive kind of statements? How do they plan to attract more votes?
I'll tell you, somehow the thinking is so narrowed down. They can't think beyond their voters. So if they think that abusing a particular community is going to help them locally, they do that. But in the process, they forget that this will have a larger consequences beyond their constituency. This is what happened in the case of Mr. Rupala having uttered something derogatory against Rajputs, and Rajputs across beyond Gujarat to Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, UP, they really got annoyed, angry. They, the various Rajput Mahasabhas, they moved resolutions that, and in fact, there was a written demand that please remove Mr. Rupala, please keep him away, withdraw his candidature, and trust me, if Mr. Rupala was removed as a candidate of BJP from Gujarat, BJP could have got still some better votes than what they got this time.
Oh, so a lot of Rajput concentration has been there in Hindi belt. To the viewers, a lot of people, even in India, don't know that Rajputs are, Kshatriya caste, and they are right now they are not in a very great shape. They are actually like BCs. I mean, they don't have princely states or anything. They just belong to that particular sect, and they are not very rich. Not all of them are rich. Very
Absolutely.
majority.
I'll tell you, if you really go and gather the data, now normally what happens when people talk about Rajputs, as you rightly says, it's a Kshatriya community, a Kshatriya caste, Varna. Now, all the Rajputs do not belong to the princely families. A good major chunk of Rajputs are economically in a very bad shape, and they need support of the government at this juncture of their social life when they are economically not very sound. The only thing which they have is a historical legacy and the honor, and the honor which they have. Now, if any organization or if any individual tries to take away that honor from them, then it's going to create a lot of ripples and a lot
Of course, of course. I mean, a lot of people who are economically not that forward have a source of existence as their honor.
right.
You take any rickshaw, any BC guy, they have a lot of honor that everybody has to cater to. You can't just go into their cultural context and talk whatever. So the Rajputs, even though they are spread across the India, so Rupala is a
Gujarat.
Gujarat. Gujarat is on the westmost part of India, whereas we are talking about the heartland of India. But in this new age, whatever happens anywhere that is affecting their psyche, it goes viral. And people should understand that others are also people. You cannot just masquerade their honor and their pride. So apart from this, there was a fear that went into BCs, SCs, STs. So with all these things in place, do you feel the sentiment that uh, is more like a revenge kind of thing, that okay, these guys didn't vote for us, why should we cater them, from BJP cadres
No,
and
no,
leaders?
no. I don't think so. I don't think so. In fact, on the contrary, I feel that BJP has realized their mistake.
Oh, they did. Okay, at least
I
in
mean,
UP.
that's what I feel based
Okay.
on the whatever discussions I have had with the various political personalities from BJP. I
UP
think
or in Mumbai?
in Mumbai, UP as well as Maharashtra, Bihar, I can talk about at least three states. So they have realized that there are a couple of things which they shouldn't have done, which they did, and there are a couple of things which could have been avoided. So this is something which is getting into their head. I think if they work on it, and if they work positively to it, the UP election is next year. Then Maharashtra election, the assembly elections. Maharashtra
That's good.
assembly election is in October, November of this year. So if they really do some corrective measures, I think people have comparatively a positive mandate for them.
Okay. So from your perspective, or from their perspective, when you talk with them, what mistakes do they acknowledge they have made? BJP.
Uh, BJP. One thing is that the perception that was created by the opposition, which the BJP could not demolish, the perception that the BJP is going to change the constitution of India.
Okay. That is number one. Change the Constitution of India.
Change the
Okay.
constitution of India. That is number one. Number two, the arrogance that it's a dictatorial party. There are a lot of arrogance. They want to just you know forcefully
Bulldoze their way through. Huh.
bulldoze their ideas and thought processes. That's number two.
Okay.
Number three, uh, the even if there are any charges against you, and if you join BJP, you become a clean man.
Yeah, this a lot of people thought that this was only very focused on educated people and all those. What do you see in the voters' mindset? Like Kejriwal is being put into the jail, and everybody is put into jail. And do the voters in Ayodhya or other places who are not educated, do they even think about it?
Uh, Look, the fact that, for example, in Maharashtra, I don't want to name any political
Of
leader,
course. XYZ,
but
some XYZ.
yeah. So one political leader, he was considered the kingpin of corruption in Maharashtra politics. And this kingpin of corruption in Maharashtra politics, this was a name given to him by the BJP.
Okay.
Now, interestingly, the same gentleman becomes part of the BJP, and then he becomes a clean person.
Right, right.
So, and the mandate of Maharashtra speaks in volume about that. The reason being, you think people are fools, but people are not fools.
They do understand. Okay.
They do understand, in spite of all the problems that they have, people do care, people do understand, people expect a clean, a better government every time they vote for.
Excellent, excellent, sir. I think we are close to our. I mean, we could talk for hours together. So there are so many takeaways that is eye-opening for me, at least. That people do understand that corruption is universal, and you have to stop them at any cost. You can't be very selective. That is a revelation for me. And the second thing is that a lot of forward casts, backward casts have been understanding that this is a very arrogant, dispensation. And if they don't change, maybe they will face the same music, which is next year in the UP. The other
And
thing
this year in
is
Maharashtra.
this is Maharashtra. And the other thing is, people in BJP are acknowledging that arrogance. That I did not think was possible. I thought, Modi was the incarnation of God, and everybody has to follow them. At least in BJP.
This
Now,
this went against them.
oh, this went against him in Ayodhya. You mean, or in?
Even beyond Ayodhya.
Okay, yeah. So the other thing is, when you say that you are doing favor to God, that doesn't look good.
Yes,
At least
absolutely.
in places which are totally religious, you can't say that I have helped God come here. That kind
Very.
of, arrogance is not going to do anything. So all in all, arrogance, I would, the arrogance was on top, and everything else, reinforced that particular thing. And I hope your meeting with Yogi ji and others will help in getting the compensation that people actually need. Any closing comments you have, and we can close this.
Finally, I'll tell you, the people of our country, they know what to get, and they know how to regulate their masters, if I can call them. So now, just look at the mandate. Now, the arrogance is bound to go. The party in power, the ruling party with 240 votes, 240 Lok Sabha seats,
Seats.
the 240 Lok Sabha seats, they are bound to be now more consultative in nature. They have to discuss with their allies and everybody concerned. So this is the biggest takeaway from this election.
Okay, sir. Nice talking to you. Next time
Very
we'll
nice.
talk about Maharashtra politics. So for now, because India is so huge, and we talked about Ayodhya as a focal point, but UP is another country by itself with so much varied things. Because you were in the ground and you had the first-hand information. We went through that. So we'll talk about Maharashtra politics as well at some point of time. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Most
Keep on
welcome.
your good work. Keep on your
Thank you.
social activity and all
Thank you.
the prosperity for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.